Hey, how's it going YouTube? This is your boy Chosen and welcome back to another discussion video. Today we're going to be ranking the strongest clan in all of Naruto and Boruto to date. And speaking of Boruto, since a few of the members here on the list is from Boruto, I should mention spoilers if you haven't read the manga. Even if you're caught up in the anime, this will still involve spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, for now, this video may not be for you. If you're okay with spoilers or caught up with the Boruto manga, then let's begin. So how I'm going to be structuring this video is the same way as I did with the Sage Mode video, where I'm going to be ranking all the Otsutsuki Clan members from weakest to strongest. Some may be more obvious than others, but nonetheless, for each decision I make, I'll also thoroughly explain why they belong at that spot. The members we have for this video in no particular order are Indra, Ashura, Kaguya, Isshiki, Hagoromo, Hamura, Toneri, Urashiki, Momoshiki, and Kinshiki. So let's not waste any time here and start with number 10. And honestly, I think number 10 and 9 are pretty obvious, and for those two, we have Indra and Ashura. Indra, of course, being at 10th place. The main reason as to why I say this is obvious is due to the fact that these two are Hagoromo's children, whose mother is human. And even Hagoromo himself isn't 100% Otsutsuki, as even Kaguya got knocked up by a man named Tenji, so due to them not being even 50% Otsutsuki, even though Ashura received Hagoromo's power, I still don't think he can take any other Otsutsuki in battle besides Indra by himself. The reason I'm putting Indra at 10th is due to the fact that not only is he and Ashura the weakest in their clan, but like I mentioned before, because of Indra's decision to not work together with the people of the village he was assigned to, Hagoromo received word that it was a near destruction. His lack of leadership and judgment towards others is why he was not chosen as the leader of Ninshu, and because of him lacking the added power that Ashura received, that puts him below his younger brother. Before this, you could say that Ashura was weaker. Indra is the one who invented hand signs in order to perform ninjutsu, but even with Indra gaining the Mangekyo, the power of the Six Paths is far superior. I mean, even with their battle, the moment Ashura awakened Six Path, Indra couldn't do a thing. It was shown that he awakened the perfect Susanoo later on in their battles, but Ashura was seen to awaken the three-headed Kuruma avatar. And I mean, at that point, I don't think I need to say anything else. So yeah, 10th and 9th belong to Indra, and then Ashura. At 8th, we have Urashiki, and for those who watch Boruto, I think this one is pretty obvious. Urashiki has to be by far the weakest full-breed Otsutsuki in all of Naruto. Like, my man's took an embarrassing L to Genin. And I know they tried playing it off like he wasn't taking them seriously, but regardless, he's an Otsutsuki. His speed alone should be naturally way too fast for Boruto and Shiki to catch up with. Combine that with his Rinnegan's ability to freely move around the battle through dimensions. Come on. Even if he was underestimating them, they should have not been able to scratch him because of the fact that he is an Otsutsuki. Actually, staying on the topic of a Rinnegan, he has two other Rinnegans and a Byakugan. The one I mentioned before was a red Rinnegan, which had similar Tomoe patterns that Sasuke had. And the other two are blue and yellow. The blue Rinnegan allows Urashiki to foresee the future. So for example, with Jiraiya tried to sneak attack Urashiki from behind, but with the power of his blue Rinnegan, he saw that shit coming from miles away and quickly got behind Jiraiya and counterattacked. His yellow Rinnegan was only activated by eating his blue Rinnegan, which allowed him to awaken into a new, more powerful transformation. In this transformation, Urashiki was shown to be a lot more faster and stronger. Jiraiya, Kid Naruto, and Boruto couldn't do a thing, which they never should have from the beginning, until Sasuke came in and Naruto used the Nine Tails, but for those who watched, you know how it goes. Basically, the reason I'm putting him at 8 is because of what went down in the time travel arc. That arc had its moments, but power scaling wise, it just didn't really make a lot of sense. Urashiki was playing with his food, but even then, because of how much more powerful and faster he is naturally compared to everyone else, he eventually should have taken the win multiple times. If you just look at its abilities, he's OP. Anyone can see that. But because of his character, it cost him a huge drop on this list, which is unfortunate. At number 7, we have Toneri. For those who surprisingly don't know, Toneri comes from the movie Naruto the Last. In that movie, Toneri awakened a powerful eye called the Tenseigan, which on top of that also allows him to use a new chakra mode called the Tenseigan Chakra Mode. The only time in the entire Naruto franchise that we see Toneri do anything against anyone is in this movie. Like how the Rinnegan is the evolved eye of the Sharingan, the Tenseigan follows off of the same concept for the Byakugan. Now mind that the Tenseigan is only acquired by Otsutsuki Clan members. Nobody else can awaken the Tenseigan if I'm not mistaken. Toneri unlocked the Tenseigan by stealing Hanabi's Byakugan and implanting it in himself. With the Tenseigan, Toneri can use the same repulsive forces that Sasuke can use with the Rinnegan. Truth-seeking orbs that come with the Chakra mode can fly and can hold his own against KCM2 Sage Mode Naruto. Toneri's strongest technique is the Golden Wheel Rebirth Explosion, which is so powerful that it cut the damn moon in half. One attack just sliced it completely clean. Now I'm not gonna say KCM2 Sage Mode Naruto is weak, but the fact that Toneri couldn't go up against this, but Madara took him out as a regular ninja? Like, I know Naruto the Last, even in just KCM, is stronger than he was in the War Arc when he was just in KCM, but still, come on. Madara was human at that point, and took out Naruto, who was fighting alongside with other people. At number 6, I'm giving this spot to Hamura. Honestly, Hamura is the Otsutsuki that I knew the least about before making this video, and that's because he's one of the least talked Otsutsuki Clan members in the whole universe. From doing a bit of research, what little I know about Hamura is that he of course wields a Byakugan, but even then, when being controlled by Kaguya, Hamura, with the intent to take down Hagoromo, still lost his quick battle against his bro. Hagoromo was even holding back at first before deciding to take him out, so that alone clearly shows who's stronger between the two. Besides his fight with his bro, the only thing we can really scale Hamura off of is his battle against his mother alongside Hagoromo. With Hagoromo unlocking the Rinnegan, I don't think it's a stretch to say that he carried the fight, but regardless, he wouldn't have been able to seal Kaguya without Hamura. The only other time we see him in the universe is in the last, when he gave his power to Hinata to stop Tonari and the giant Tenseigan. But even then, she still needed Naruto's power to actually do anything. Last thing on Hamura is that he also wields a Tenseigan like Toneri, meaning everything Toneri was able to do applies to Hamura. But because he was able to assist his bro against Kaguya, whereas Toneri lost to KCM to Naruto pretty quickly too, and in one punch, that is what puts him above Toneri. At number 5, now this is when it starts to get pretty tricky because all the remaining Otsutsukis are either pretty close in power or just haven't been explained enough. So from here on out, it's more of a personal opinion than a fact. At number 5, we have Kinshiki. Kinshiki is a bit of a weird one because we literally only see him use his chakra weapons, which he forges from his back. Now, even though this may be his only unique ability, the man is not weak. In the data books, Kinshiki was stated to wield power that can split worlds and obliterate all things. Some do say that the data books like to stretch things, and yeah, maybe not split worlds in like one strike, but give it enough time in a battle, going all out, yeah, I can somewhat see this. Kinshiki's biggest moment was his battle against Sasuke, and even though there are two versions of the same battle, I'm gonna follow off of the anime for this one. Now, even though Kinshiki was doing pretty good against Sasuke, people need to keep in mind that Sasuke had already teleported, which most know takes a lot off him, didn't use a single jutsu besides the heavenly hand power, and fought with one arm. Sasuke basically fought Kinshiki one-armed with just a Sharingan. Basically, had Sasuke enhanced his speed with lightning style, which he did against a fused Momoshiki, actually used ninjutsu to take him down, and didn't have to worry about saving up the chakra to open up a portal to escape, that fight would have gone down differently. Regardless, I'm not going to take everything away from Kinshiki. For the size, the man is really fast, and like I mentioned before, he has great raw power. Against Toneri and Hamura one-on-one, I'd honestly put my money on Kinshiki, and don't forget, because he's an Otsutsuki, he contains impressive natural abilities. Kinshiki contains a Byakugan, amazing sensing abilities, the ability to absorb ninjutsu, and the ability to use space-type ninjutsu like Sasuke. More importantly, Kaguya was in the works of building an army out of fear from Momoshiki and Kinshiki. With all this, Kinshiki definitely deserves his place as number 5 on this list. At 4, we have Hagoromo, and the Hagoromo I'm referring to is the post-Kaguya fight version, the one that became the host of all nine-tailed beasts, the one that fully mastered his Rinnegan, can perform jutsus without needing hand signs, but yeah, you guys get with the point. After his battle with Kaguya, Hagoromo became the first ever Jinchuriki as he split the power of the 10 tails into 9 souls, which is where each tailed beast originated from. Hagoromo is also the one who invented Ninshu, which he created as means of bringing peace towards the world, but that clearly didn't go as planned. Hagoromo with the Rinnegan was able to master all 5 chakra natures and also contained both yin and yang release. Even before his death, Hagoromo used a super advanced planetary devastation that allowed him to seal the 10 tails on the moon. In his fight against Kaguya, Hagoromo was also seen to awaken his perfect Susanoo, which he was able to use with his Rinnegan, after he completely skipped the steps of the Mangekyo. After taking down his brother, Hagoromo completely skipped the Mangekyo and went straight from a Sharingan to a Rinnegan. There are a lot of things I could talk about for Hagoromo, but I don't want this to be too long, so the last thing I'll mention about Hagoromo is the fact that he, on top of everything I mentioned before, also contains Senjutsu, which he learned by a toad named Gamamaru. Sage mode combined with his powerful chakra and Rinnegan allowed him to use 6-pass Sage mode. So kind of imagine Hokage Naruto in 6-pass Sage mode combined with 2 Rinnegans, has all of the tailed beast chakra, and now times his already massive chakra reserves by 2. That's basically Hagoromo in short. As powerful as Hagoromo is, he himself did state that his mother was more powerful than him. So due to that, I had to put him under Kaguya, which leads over to that number 3 spot. At number 3, we have Kaguya Otsutsuki, and the main reason as to why I'm putting her under Momoshiki is mainly due to the fact that she is not the best fighter. Kaguya not only lost to her 2 sons that were not only weaker than her, but were also half Otsutsuki, but also lost to Naruto and Sasuke with the help of a few others. Just like a Isshiki, the abilities are all there, but she lacks the strategic mindset. Had it not been for Black Zetsu, her fight with Naruto and Sasuke probably would have ended quicker, because it was literally him telling her what to do. She relied on him more than trusting her own gut. However, if we were to just look at her abilities alone, Kaguya can summon bones and launch them as projectile attacks, which immediately disintegrates her targets. She can use her hair as chakra needles combined with her Byakugan to strike a user's chakra points like she did with Sasuke. Kaguya can also perform the 80 Gods vacuum attack, which, kind of like Naruto, allows her to summon giant chakra fists. The strongest move Kaguya has in her arsenal is the expansive truth-seeking orb, which is strong enough to completely one-shot the entire planet she is in. Kaguya also contains abilities that don't really do any damage, but are more so considered hacks. Kaguya with her Rinne Sharingan is able to perform infinite Tsukiyomi, as anyone who possesses a Rinne Sharingan can perform this technique. She's also able to easily move through dimensions, and when I say easily, I mean probably easier than anyone in the Narutoverse to date. Most people need to go through portals, but if she wants, she can activate this technique, which also teleports everyone around her instantly. In her battle against her two sons, Kaguya combined herself with the God Tree in order to take her chakra back from her two sons. So Kaguya was basically fighting Naruto, Sasuke, Hagoromo, and Hamura with the enhanced power of the God Tree. And that says a lot, but this is also why I only put her at number 3. The fact that she contains all this massive power and still falls to her sons, still falls to 2 demigods and 3 humans, and relied on Black Zetsu to help her take down Naruto and Sasuke, just proves that Kaguya isn't really a great fighter. She has the power, but somehow lost to her sons and Indra and Ashra's reincarnations. Like a Isshiki, this is what puts Momoshiki above her. At number 2, we have Momoshiki, and Momoshiki is one of the tricky ones because it's like, do I give him the transformation or not? Without the transformation, I'm not 100% sure if he can handle Kaguya, but I feel like he probably could, because Momoshiki after all is someone Kaguya feared so much that it made her kinda lose her mind, which resulted in her attempting to control the world and take down her own children. In the Boruto Training Exam arc, Momoshiki made his appearance. The problem with this is that I can't really scale anything here because Naruto was holding back in order to not blow up anyone else. Sasuke even stated that Naruto could easily counter that giant projectile attack but chose not to for the sake of the village. When Sasuke and the other Kages teleported to save Naruto, there wasn't much fighting going on. Momoshiki was just keeping his distance, and even Kinshiki was taken down by Sasuke and 2 others. At that point after, he was completely surrounded, and it made it seem like he was going to lose, and honestly that's probably what would have happened had he not transformed. The moment he transformed, he completely destroyed everyone in the area, even Naruto and Sasuke at first. But the moment Naruto and Sasuke got serious, it wasn't even fair. The music itself was the indication alone that he was going to get clapped, and that's Naruto and Sasuke at around 50% chakra. But as cool as this was to see, the thing people need to understand is that Naruto and Sasuke as adults are way stronger than they were fighting Kaguya. Had adult Naruto and Sasuke fought Kaguya instead of Momoshiki, Kaguya would not have lasted nearly as long as Momoshiki did. With the transformation, I definitely give the second spot to Momoshiki, but without it, who knows? And at number 1, which for those who have read the Boruto manga, no, this is completely obvious. We have Isshiki Otsutsuki. I don't want to be one of those guys, but I've already made a video explaining everything about Isshiki, so I'm going to keep this one brief. And if you want to see an in-depth analysis on Isshiki, the link to that video will be in the description. Isshiki Otsutsuki is known to be a high-tier member of the clan, meaning that alone already indicates that he's easily one of the strongest members. The biggest reason as to why I'm putting Isshiki first on this list is because of how we handled Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke going all out couldn't handle a weaker version of Isshiki. And when I say he couldn't handle, I mean they got beat so bad the first thing you would see on a porn site is their battle, because they didn't even land a single good blow against them. Now at full power, it's just sad to see as a Naruto fan, and crazy enough, Isshiki proved to be so much of a threat that he forced Naruto to undergo a new transformation that came out of nowhere. Isshiki is so damn powerful that he forced Sasuke to sit on the sidelines and literally watch, because that's all he can do. Surprisingly, people think Kaguya actually has a chance against Isshiki because she cut him in half, but for some reason, they completely missed the part where it says she cut him behind his back, meaning he didn't see it coming at all. But yeah, Isshiki 100% deserves his spot at number 1. I know I didn't go deep into this because again, I've already made a video explaining him, so if you're interested, it'll be in the description down below. And that, everyone, is going to sum up today's video. If you enjoyed and want to see more discussion videos, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you disagree with anything I had to say, let me know why in the comments down below, and I'll catch you on the next one.